Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chalavec Movies. My name is John and this video is going to be about what I picked up at the Merit Centre the other day. Me and my wife went up just for a bit of a mooch about. We hadn't been there for a good few months and obviously we're locked down. So I thought, why not take a good look around what my old haunts, HMV and CEX in there. They've got some great shops in there, quite well stocked up, and also the people in there are great. So I thought I'm going to have a mooch around there. So first of all I went to CEX. Now I've got this film already, as you can see, Troll Hunter, which I think is a brilliant film actually, and I wanted to get rid of this. Well, I wanted to upgrade this one because it's got that written on the disc from Blockbuster Videos. Used to always put it, well not always, but most of the time used to put this mark on the Blu-ray to say, probably for the show they could find it in the back of the shop. And I always wanted to upgrade it to get rid of that and also to get a slipcover. Well, for £1.50 I found this, the slipcover version of Troll Hunter. Now if you can see that, I don't know if you can see that, but the Troll Hunter, the words stick out, the van sticks out, and obviously the troll sticks out as well. It's really deep. This it's a lovely slipcover, and it's one that I've had my eye on for quite a while. Of course, I've never seen one out in the wild since I wanted it. Obviously it's not in the best of conditions. If I saw a better one I would pick it up, but for £1.50 I kind of grumble. And also inside the disc hasn't got anything written on it, which is great. And you do get the booklet that was in it, the Troll Hunter Survival Guide, which is quite a little, a good sort of, like I'm going to say, like a fold-out booklet, which it tells you how to survive a troll if you bump into one. So it's a nice little touch that actually, and I'm so glad to get that in here. The film itself is an absolute brilliant film, highly recommended, but I'm so pleased that I got the slipcover because I'm a big fan of slipcovers, and also I'm a big fan of lenticular slipcovers as well. The only thing is it doesn't come up to the full length of the Blu-ray, but beggars can't be choosers. So yes, £1.50 Troll Hunter, very pleased to get this one. The next one I got was a film I've been after for quite a while. I used to see it in HMV, but it used to be quite expensive, and I thought, well, just for some reason this film was one that I wanted, but it wasn't high on the list. And it is, I believe it's 1993, Della Morte Della More. Now this film stars Rupert Everett, who is a UK drama star, and this is the last type of film you'd expect him to be in. And also it's directed by Michel Suavi, who is the guy out of Demons who has the mask on. So he has turned his hand directing. Quite a lot of the Shameless label have picked a few of his films up. Now this film is spine number 12, and it's numbered to 2578. Now funny enough, I've got to say that Shameless, they release some good stuff, but I wouldn't say they're the best label. And a lot of their stuff, this is uncut, but a lot of their stuff is cut. And the likes of Cannibal Ferox, New York Ripper, you pick them up, you think, oh wow, uncut, but they're not uncut. There's quite a few in their lines that are cut. I'll only go for ones that are uncut. This one here, I've got to admit, is probably like the lowest in the quality that I've seen of the ones that I've got. It's got a bit of a sort of movement in it that's like when you used to transfer NTSC to PAL. It used to sort of like judder a little bit like that, like shudder. It's got that in it. When in the picture's nice, the picture's bright. It's probably the best it's ever looked, or ever going to look, by Shameless anyway. But I feel that this restoration wasn't the best restorations. Most of their ones are quite good, adequate I would say. This one was a little bit of a letdown. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it. There's no booklet included, but I don't think there was a booklet in it. And it's got a reversible art in it. And funny enough, when you turn the reversible art over, the number here disappears. So I thought, oh, when you look at the alternative art, you get your number goes. But I'll take you through a few of the ones I've got actually here. Now this is spine number 4, which is The Church, and another Michel Suavi film. Now I would think, well, how many is this this numbered limited edition? So I would have thought, what number is this limited to? And on this one it does say that it's number 344 of 3000. So I thought, well, that's that's good. At least I know that. And when you turn it over for the reversible art, there's no booklet in here either. You don't get the numbers not there. That's fair enough. So I thought, well, that's what you get. If you swap it over, you don't get your limited edition number. The same with spine number 5, which is the Sect, which is another Michel Soavi film. And this is number 166. I would imagine of 3,000, sorry. Yep, so the thing's not there. Fair enough. And no booklets, so maybe these just don't have booklets in them more. I'm looking at them now. Now this next one here, which is Almost Human, funny enough, directed by Umberto Lenzi, not Michel Soavi for some reason. This doesn't have a number on. So I thought, well, obviously it must have been flipped, because then I would lose my number on there. So as I take it around to here for this flip, then the number's lost again. I mean, it's just a little thing that I noticed, but it just shows you that unfortunately, as with a lot of shameless releases, they don't really seem to take too much notice in their stuff. They seem to be very haphazard, can I put it that way? And I would like to see them obviously release some more stuff. They hardly ever release stuff now, which is a bit of a shame, because they did have sort of a good ethic for releasing stuff, but it seems as if they've sort of not really sort of took it up, and I think they're going to fall by the wayside as one of these sort of boutique labels that they're making themselves down the ladder. And so anyway, that's a long version of like what I got. Della Morte Della More. Quite a good film actually, quite bloodthirsty, quite gory, quite over the top. Right, so the next thing we did was that was it for CEX. I went across to HMV. Now when I was in HMV, I bumped into one of my good friends in there, and he's called Steve Monkey Mason, and he's got a channel called Lonely Tree Entertainment. I urge you, I'll leave a link down below, I urge you to get across and check his channel out. He's a great guy. We'll have some great chats. We're always talking about things. What is Arrow going to do next? What is the shop going to get? What HMV going to branch out into? All that type of thing. And we'll have some good... Obviously, when I ask him stuff about movies, he's got like a vast knowledge of 80s and 90s films. He's just absolutely like a wealth of knowledge. So he's talking about some things that are going to happen in the Gateshead Metro Centre. Some things are going to be sort of... he's going to like be instigating into the shop, which are absolutely brilliant. So I had a good chat with him while my wife probably walked around all at the shop 300 times. So I want to give Stephen a big shout out, because he's always helped me out with some purchases. He pointed me in a direction to say, have a check of that, this is over there, did you see there's a limited edition of that? So he's a great guy to have on your team, if you know what I mean. So also I was looking for Spookies that was on 101 label, and it wasn't there unfortunately, but that was one of the ones that I really wanted to get, because I'd seen the review that Leon Talks Film had put on his channel. I'll leave that review down below for this movie Spookies. Really wanted to get it for that, and also the extra stuff on there, as Leon talks about in his review. He's got some it's got some brilliant stuff which I really want to dig into. So I went mooching around, and at this point my wife, when I'd finished chatting with Stephen, we got together, and she'd picked up one that I'd been talking about quite a few times when I went into Poundland, and I thought, you know what it is, they always have the first one in this film, and I see loads of people picking the second one up of this one, but it's never there when I want it. And of course she come up and she said, look what I found, and she had found Ted 2. Now this was only £2.99, so it's not as if it was any much more expensive than it was in Poundland. And I did enjoy Ted, and I've always wanted to see Ted 2, just never seen it. And also every time I went looking for it, it's just never been around. Even in HMV, it seems to be not hard to get, but it's never there when I want it. And the film itself, I did put it on just a little bit, just see what the quality was like. And it's absolutely pin sharp quality. It was like really nice, and I just like these movies, these Seth MacFarlane movies. I think they're just a bit of fun. You know, just I do like Marky Wahlberg. I think he's a bit of a laugh in his comedy films. So you know, £2.99, why not? So the next film I got was off the back of watching Kermit's Ghost channel. So I'll leave a link to Kermit's Ghost channel down below. And he was coming up with some stuff that he bought from his latest pickups, and I said to him, I says, oh, where'd you get that from? Because I thought this would have been usually these films from this director, his newer films on Blu-ray, you have to get them from Spain and France and all that. And he says, oh no, it was from just come out. So I thought, I'm there with it. And it's one of my wife's favourite films and my favourite films and all. It is, and I'm going to say it, 1992's Manhattan Murder Mystery by Woody Allen, written and directed by Woody Allen. Now this film for me is a right laugh. We went to see this at the Pictures. The quality on it's quite good, although it's not a film it's like not shot. It's shot with a bit of a shaky camera. Woody Allen did sort of do a few films in about a 5-year period where he did have a sort of movement on the camera like that, which is fair enough. You want to do with a little bit like documentary style. This film is a really good film. It's got this kind of really mad like plot in it where Diane Keaton and Woody Allen are married, and they go out one night and they come back and they get roped in to go into this in this complex where they live. They get roped in to go into this like a cup of coffee or a couple of a drink with this guy and his wife, and he's obsessed with stamps. And Woody Allen's so bored and he wants to go home, but he can't get away from him. So when they go away and they're talking about the fact they just think that was the most boring thing I've ever seen. I don't want to go there again. The next day they find out that his wife has actually died of a heart attack, but they think there's something a little bit fishy up with this thing. So what they do is do a little bit of a sort of like amateur detectives in finding out what's happening to this, and there is some kind of really strangeness happening with it, and they get involved in it, which is absolutely brilliant. It's an excellent story. So that was Manhattan Murder Mystery, and it was, I think it was £12.99. Very bare bones, as Woody Allen stuff is. You don't get just one channel stereo, and you get a trailer, and that's it. You'll never get anything else in Woody Allen films. You won't allow anything else onto his films, believe it or not. So I did go over the Criterion stand, and I was looking at I did have Carnival of Souls in my hand. I was looking for someone else to go with it. I wasn't seeing someone else, but then I thought, hang on a minute, I looked at the 4K just to see what the 4Ks were like, and I thought there's a couple in there that I really wanted, and there's one that I definitely wanted. So when I was mooching around, I saw this one, which I've never had. I've seen a lot of times online, and I've seen a lot of times in HMV, through the times it's been released, and I thought myself, you just never see the slipcover on this movie, and I wanted with a slipcover to go with this director's sort of series, and it is Spartacus. Now I've got to admit that Spartacus, I find it's not my favourite Stanley Kubrick film. And as everybody knows, it's not really a Stanley Kubrick film. He came in to sort of finish it off. There's a bit of problems with the whole way it was shot and all that, the directors and the writers and whatnot. So he come and finished it off. He done a great job. The film itself is quite good. Don't get us wrong. It's not that I don't like it. And it looks beautiful in 4K because I did put it on and see what it looked like. The thing is, though, it's not Stanley Kubrick enough for me to make it one of his better films. I do appreciate it for what it is, but I don't know if I would class it as like if I was ranking Stephen King's. So if I was ranking Stanley Kubrick's movies, this one wouldn't be high because it's not a real Stanley Kubrick film. It doesn't feel like a real Stanley Kubrick film. But I've got to say, I was pleased to get I did have it on Blu-ray, but I was pleased to get it in 4K because I did hear really good things about this movie. And obviously this year, I'm pretty sure the Clockwork Orange is coming out. I can't wait to see that. I think that's going to get I think all this stuff deserves to get a really good 4K presentation because he is a director's director, and his cinematography, everything deserves the highest resolution that you can see it in. And so this was a purchase that I had to have, although but I had to have it with a slipcover as well. And this is literally the first time I've ever seen it in the wild, or even online on eBay. You just don't see it with a slipcover. So the other film that I picked up in the 2 for £30 sale was Annihilation. Now it's funny because I knew that for some reason I just kept looking at this film and thinking, oh, I really like the look of this film. I don't know anything about it. I didn't even know it was directed by the director of Ex Machina, which I've just found out now, and I thought, wow, I love that film, and I thought if this movie is anything like that, it'll be a great movie. I have put it on, I have looked at it just to check it out, and I've got to see the 4K looks really nice. It's funny though, when I flicked through all the chapters, there was nothing happening as if there was any action in the film. I mean, I would imagine there is action in this film, but it seemed to be very like people just talking. So I would, well, if it's anything like Ex Machina, I mean, Ex Machina is not like massively action packed, but I did love that film. So I was very pleased to get this one. It's got a very tight slipcover on it, really, actually. But obviously, I wanted. There's a few times I've seen it actually in another HMV, and it didn't have a slipcover on, which obviously puts me off. So just really glad to get these two with slipcovers on. As you know, especially with my 4Ks, I always try to get the slipcovers on them, because 99% of them have got the slipcovers on, and having a slipcover missing does really put me off the film. Wow. So that's completed my sort of trip around the shops in the Metal Centre and in Newcastle, and I've got quite a lot of stuff from there, so I'm really happy about, and I think that I can't wait to sort of like, I'm addicted to spending in the shops now. I would like to think that HMV and CEX will get a bit of a turn through at the moment, and get some stock in to sort of get the shelves a little bit more different from when the first lockdown was. I feel like I've went there and it hasn't really, not really moved on, but it's not like got a bit more like different stock in it, and maybe have a few different sales on of different lines. Okay, so thanks for watching, you take care, and I will see you on the next video.